Ted, obviously, biggest game of the season so far. Number 1 versus number 2 in Kansas City. How's the team heading into this game and mentality?
Yeah, we're just over halfway through the season. We've approached it the same as we have done every other game as well. It doesn't change for us. We're prepared. We've trained the same way, and we're looking forward to an exciting game away at Kansas.
You say they've prepared the same way, but some of the women said that they're looking forward to this one. They look forward to every game, but this one, I mean, how motivating do you think this is? In terms of the measuring stick, how far you guys have come, like what the stakes of a regular season match are like at this point.
I think that's due to the media and everyone else. It's another away game for us. It's still halfway through the season. There's still a lot of football yet to be played, and we still want to be in contention at the end of the year. We've done exceptionally well the start of the year. We could have imagined of being in this position, still being unbeaten, and we just approached it like we have done every game we've played. It'll be a challenge. It'll be at times difficult, but these players have shown that they're capable of producing in those tough moments.
It's a matchup where it's the league's best offense in Kansas City against you guys having the league's best defense. How do you feel that past performances, kind of show that despite the offensive firepower that Kansas City has, that this team is ready for individual players that Kansas City has that can kind of be difference makers?
Yeah, I mean, we say it every week. There's so many good teams and so many good players in the league. It just shows the growth of the league. They have some key players that we have to be mindful of, and we've identified that. We've found ways to find solutions to stop that, and it all comes down to executing on the game days, and that's what we'll do. And again, it's another game where we're going to have to be resolute in our defending. We're going to have to grind it out, but we also can be threatening in transition. We've scored 9 goals in the last 2 games as well, on various goals also, playing out from the back, build up in transition, and so I think Kansas will have to be mindful of our potent attack as well.
You mentioned that this team has been able to produce in moments like this before. They've risen to the occasion. I guess how impressed, or maybe proud is the better word, are you of the way this team has kept a steady mindset throughout, knowing that game by game isn't the goal, but the end of the season is the goal?
Yeah, we set those goals at the start of the year. We've underachieved in previous years. This team has only made 1 playoff in its existence, and so we want to achieve that. We want to make sure that towards the end of the year we're fighting for playoffs and making sure we're in the run for that. Because we barely missed out last year, which was unfortunate, but we added that as fuel going into this year, and we started the season really well, and we've been into some tough environments, away at Washington, who were flying, Portland as well, coming to our place, who were on a winning streak, and so we've shown that we're capable of producing in those tough moments.
So much hard work went into what you've accomplished so far, unbeaten as you mentioned, this at the halfway point. Is there kind of like a dang moment? You look up at the table and there's another team there, right with you.
No, I mean, listen, Kansas had a great season as well. We only focus on ourselves, and that just the whole league is so competitive. You can't take any team for granted. From the top to the bottom, even playing Angel City was a tough game for us. We grinded out the moments and we executed in the moments where we scored goals, and so you can't take any team for granted. It's super competitive, it's super athletic, and so we're we're pleased with the progress we've made, and that's down to the players and their buy-in of what we've installed into them, and so we're again excited for this game, but again it's another game away from home against a good opponent.
I'm going to jump over to the Zoom, go over to Steph.
Thanks, Jackie. Hey, Coach. You mentioned the team's defense, your ability to transition. It seems like this team has been pretty good at things like counter-pressing as well this season. I'm just wondering how much you feel that's going to be important in disrupting a team like Kansas that really seems to love being able to pour the shots on goal. Obviously, they have their own superstar forward that they like to prioritize as well in the attack. So just how do you see yourselves, handling a team that really loves to put balls into the attacking third and generate shots, without blowing up your plan on social media?
They're a very direct team. They like to get the ball from back to front, so the first phase is going to be important, making sure that we get first contact with those aerial balls, and then again the second balls and where the ball lands is really important because they like to transition into transition, and if they see space they'll play into the space for the likes of Chewinga to run onto, or Michelle Cooper to run onto, Davinia. And so it's really important that we're together, we are compact, but also anytime we're defending we've always got a mind on being lethal in transition with our forwards. So yeah, we have to do the first part effective, which we have done so far this year. But yeah, how we transition is going to be really important to our success in the game.
How much pride do you have that you have 6 of your players playing in the Olympics later?
Yeah, it's incredible. It shows the growth of this team. It shows that not only are the players going to the Olympics, we've got players like Anna Morehouse and Emily Sams who have been invited into training, into the national team, which is an incredible achievement for them and for the club, and it's nice to see that nations are starting to look at our players and they're getting rewarded for all their efforts and hard work that they've put into their craft.
Hard to believe Marta's going for her 6th Olympics.
Yes.
How crazy is that?
Not really, if you know her, right? Because she's incredible. She still plays like she's a young girl on the streets, and it's so refreshing to see that she is our leader, she's our role model for anyone, and so it might be a surprise to some, but for us, she fully deserves it, and she'll go out to the Olympics and show again why she is arguably the best player in the world.
Got another one on the Zoom, Rich Laverty.
Hey Seb, we just spoke to those 4 Brazilians, obviously, that are going to the Olympics. It's a huge endorsement, I suppose, of their national team at the moment, how many players are in NWSL, but obviously particularly with Orlando. Just what do they add that's different to, whether that's the American players, the European players, what are they bringing to the table for you guys?
Yeah, culturally, Orlando is a place where there's a big population of Brazilians, so they do feel at home here, and it's a lot easier when you've got a player like Marta to make them feel welcome. On the field they have that flair, that style of play. They're aggressive, which is really refreshing to see. But we have a very diverse group here, and it's exciting that each player brings different strengths to the team, and so yeah, they've just added to the quality that we have within the group.
Can I just ask a really quick follow-up on Anna Morehouse? Obviously you mentioned her there, she just got the first senior call to the national team over here. She's been your number 1, how deserving is that for her?
Yeah, fully deserved. When you look back this year, she's already equalled the amount of clean sheets that she achieved last year, which was a club record as well. She's been very important to us and our success in the last 2 years. And like you said, especially when I've taken over this job, she brings everything that you would want in a goalkeeper. And again, it's nice to see that the England national team are showing interest in her, and the NWSL as well, which probably hasn't been a thing of the past. So yeah, it's an exciting time for Anna, and it's fully deserved for her performances.
At the same time, you guys are playing your game in Kansas City. There's going to be a big moment here in Orlando for your former teammate and captain Kaká being inducted into the Legends Terrace. What was that experience like playing with him, and how deserving is it for him to be the first one in that Legends Terrace?
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about a player who won a Ballon d'Or, a World Cup, Champions League. He's won everything that you can imagine, and so to have the privilege of playing alongside a player like Kaká was an incredible experience for me, and one that the club should be very proud of, to have a player like him come into this environment and represent Orlando City. And so for him to be the first player to be inducted, it's no surprise to anyone, I don't think. I'm still waiting for my call. But yeah, he's an incredible player, but even more so, he's an incredible person.